It's a lot of points, bruh.
It's a perfect. What's the name of the show?
Points were made, man.
Then.
A lot of points being made right now,
man.
bruh. Welcome to Points Were Made, the show where we don't just score points, we make them. Like LeBron James playing D3 basketball. I'm your host, Rodney Rakai, but before we begin today's game, I want to introduce our guest. Sarunas Jackson is an amazing actor. You might know him from Insecure, but when I hit him up, I say, hey, what's up, baby hair? So today we're playing a good old-fashioned game of Pop-A-Shot. But there's one thing to note here. Sarunas played college basketball, and I have a broken finger, so if I happen to lose, just have some grace for me, okay? I want to establish the house rules early in the game, so here we go. Rule number 1, every shot is worth 2 points. Rule number 2, in the last 15 seconds of every round, each shot will be worth 3 points. Rule number 3, whoever has the most points after 2 rounds is gonna be declared our winner. And rule number 4, Sarunas' big ass is 6'8", so there is no dunking allowed. Let's get to it. And don't be using the stretch or don't cheat, okay?
Don't space.
Yeah, like actually let the wrist snap.
Like, I gotta feel this out. I'm going downward, you know what I mean?
And you play college basketball. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, it is to your advantage because you're shooting down.
Nah, man. You gotta adjust.
You really snapping the wrist. Oh,
I'm finessing right now.
Oh.
Like college ball, overseas.
You trying to get back in game shit.
I want a 10-day contract.
You can slow down a little bit if you.
Well, I got a bonus round.
Okay. It's a lot of points, bruh.
I feel it's a perfect. What's the name of the show?
Points were made, man.
Then.
A lot of points being made right now,
man.
bruh.
You know what it is.
245, son?
I didn't even think that was a thing.
Yo, so at Points Were Made, you know, obviously we want to score points and make baskets, but we also want to talk about things that matter to us, that matter to our community. Professional pivoting is something that can be very challenging and very nerve-wracking. How do you overcome that fear and apprehension of saying, it's time for me to do something different?
I mean, I've been wanting to be in the film business since I was 5 years old. I remember my junior year, the end of my junior year of college, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, look, bro, you know what you want to do. You know what you're passionate about, actually. I was like, okay, I'll go play a couple of years professionally, but I know what I want to do eventually. And I was like, I gave myself permission, and I was like, look, you know, you're an actor and a writer, right? Producer. Don't be embarrassed to say that.
Hold on. And I don't think people out there understand how difficult that is to say out loud in a room full of people who are like, oh, well, what have you done?
Bro,
it's the most I swear that I can. I promise.
Did we write down my score?
What'd you score, bro? Go ahead, tell the people.
245, go ahead, yell it out.
245.
Was that what it was?
I think the board was a little jumbled though. I think we had a little shortage. I don't know.
Shortage, yeah.
All right, listen, man. I just want to go on the record. You know what I'm saying? My finger, it's a little messed up, but I'm gonna try to.
And I'm gonna respect it, all right?
Thank you.
I'm gonna respect it.
All right, here we go. I got a float game.
Okay, no,
float game.
All right,
float game. Float game.
I should never said that.
Float game.
I should never said that.
You ain't get tired, bro?
Okay. Now it's in his head. That was too bad. Yeah, missed too bad. Now he's in his head.
Bruh, I'm really stinking it up over here.
That air ball got in your head. Yeah. The lights is hot. The lights are hot in here. Yeah. That's it. That's it, right?
We got glam. I got a little.
Glam patch.
I might have a little glisten. One thing that we have in common is we're both fathers.
Yeah, man. Was that something for you? Like, did you know you always wanted to be a dad? Like, because I knew when I was young, I wanted to be a dad.
You know, well, I always said I wanted kids. I always wanted a family. But I didn't, it wasn't a strategized move. You know what I mean? Like, it happened. What are the challenges, though, of being a black father in the midst of a career path that's so unique? Because you have to be away, you're on set for months at a time.
Man, one is tough. I mean, you know it's tough. I mean, you've gotten stretches of time where, they're not just there every day, you don't see them for a minute. For instance, like when I was doing the first season of Games People Play, I remember me and my good sis Lauren London, she's a mother of 2. And we both were like, my daughter was months old. And I was like, I just don't want to be away right now. So we were both like, we probably weren't gonna do it, you know? So when the second season went to Atlanta now, I'll tell myself now, look, I'm gonna tell myself now, look, I was even sneaking away, you know, just so I could sneak a day to go see my daughter. Oh, wow. And you know, when you filming and stuff and during it, you're not supposed to do
Yeah, that's risky, because if some kind of flight delay or something happens, you can't get back, you're messing up the whole set schedule. I'm a competitor, so we need to tap in right now and see what the score is at halftime.
I think
I got 113. What you had?
245.
45?
245.
You had 245, so 90.
245.
Oh.
Like 200.
200.
And then 45 after 200.
It's a lot of catching up to do.
Let's go.
All right, come on, float gang. Make the first one.
Okay. Feeling good. I've seen this before though, so.
I did start off hot last time.
We gotta, all it takes is one bad miss and it gets in your head, so let's see.
Who's your favorite coach of all time? Like the one who really propelled you to be able to go on to be a D1 athlete?
Man, I had two coaches in high school. My man, Coach Singleton. What about you? Who's your favorite coach?
My favorite coach of all time was this guy named Sonny Chaplin. He had a high-pitched voice. He was 6'8" and mad buff. He's like, come on, Rodney. Don't be, you know, things.
6'8" man buff.
Come on, Rodney. Come on. He punched me in my chest. You're acting soft right now. What, you tired? He was hilarious, man. But he was a great coach. Taught us discipline. Taught us love in a masculine way. And he went to bat for us, man.
There you go. Yeah, that was a pretty good run, bro. You still ended up decent.
Okay.
While driving is dangerous.
Oh, it's coming out the gate swinging.
Yeah.
It might be a wrap, folks. Might be a wrap.
Trying to get the tornado out.
Oh.
I was a defender.
Did you play defense? I feel like y'all didn't play defense on the West Coast.
Straight.
Tired.
No, I mean, no point in going, right? I mean, I won.
Nah, you don't. Bro, you gonna just stop,
yeah, man. We gonna talk this out.
And then
man.
you gonna step back like LL, like yeah, man. That's
you
what
know,
we're doing.
I'm feeling pretty good. I should get this in my house because it's like a pick me up. I feel good. You just see success over and over, going in and out. You know, points were made.
Points were made. For me, as a full-time single father, I thought I wanted my son to be a thing. Right? I love sports. I want you to play sports. You gotta do that. What you mean? You don't want to hoop? You ain't got no handle? So why not? You know, like you want him to be, tough to a degree.
Right.
And I do feel like as a black man, you have to have a certain level of intestinal fortitude just to survive.
I know.
But our relationship wasn't working out. My son was afraid of me. And I realized this because I was trying to make him into a thing that he wasn't.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest adjustment for me as a father. For you, what's one thing that you had to change about yourself as a man to be the best father you could be for your daughter?
You know, I was doing, first of all, how old is your son?
My son is 13. And I got my 15-year-old nephew full-time too.
Okay.
So I got a full house of little,
boys. So I'm at the stage, you know, right now, my daughter's gonna be 4 this year, you know, in a few months. And, but I was doing a lot of work before she was born. And I just thought back to all the relationships my friends had with their parents, what I had with mine, people I know surrounding the women I've dated. And that's the main thing I came up with. That was just like, they're their own person. Mm-hmm. You can't make them to be anything that they're not. The best thing I could do is just be here to guide as much as possible, be there for them, show them love, support, and create a safe space, because I would hate to have a relationship where my daughter feels she can't talk to me about anything.
She can't be herself.
Yeah, and I don't want, because, you know, we all kind of had that. I was like, oh, I can't go to this parent, I can't go to that parent with this and stuff.
You gotta shield certain parts of who you are from your parents.
Yeah, and it's kind of, and it kind of put like stress on me with some things too. Like I would kind of get scared about certain things, and I never want to create that environment. As far as in a co-parenting situation, you know, me and Dominique, her mother Dominique, we work very well together, because the main thing is we put the child as a priority. When you're figuring things out at the beginning, it's just like, yeah, of course we have some disagreements, you know, like, you know, we two different people. Yeah. Postpartum's a real thing, right? You know, it was hard for her to not be around our daughter. And sometimes, like, I was taking it personal, like, damn, let me take my daughter. But like, I wasn't understanding. I was like, oh man. And once I was able to sympathize with her, I was like, oh, like, it's tough for her right now. Yeah. I didn't go through all these changes. I wasn't, you know, my body stayed the same and everything. So once I was able to understand that, then that even was when we were already solid, we was able to go to a next level and stuff. And we just have complete trust in one another. I trust her as a mother. She's a great mother. And vice versa, I'm hoping so, and I believe so. That she, she has all the trust in the world with me, with our daughter. We just have, Zen's interest at best. That's her name, Zen.
With my son's mom, we were never together, right? Like we were never ever together, and so there was no there wasn't a level of emotional attachment. But because culturally we come from two different places, it was a struggle and a battle in figuring out how to co-parent. But once I was able to understand that, the entire situation changed completely, man. Nothing felt personal anymore.
No, for sure.
As a former athlete, how important is it for athletes to utilize their voice, once they have a level of acclaim and fame and a platform?
You do have a responsibility to me.
Yeah.
You should. I think, to care or something like that. But also, at the same time, not everyone has to do that. Not everybody's comfortable to do that. Not everybody's made to do that. Not everybody's informed enough to do that, whatever. Or, some people are too scared for that. There's some people not even built with confrontation. They don't want to hear what the public has to say. So I understand that as well.
I prefer for athletes to work in tandem with politicians, so we can actually have one accord messaging and things aren't being lost in translation. That's how I feel, but I'm always happy for guys to say how they feel. I just wish that it was a little more. My guy, I appreciate the time, appreciate the conversation. I'm gonna go ahead and hire a shooting coach, maybe lethal shooters available for me, you know what I'm saying? I need some work. But I appreciate you, man. Points Were Made cannot be made without people like yourself showing up here in this space. So thank you again. I'm your guy, Rodney Ricard from Points Were Made. Until next time, people. Peace.